President Uhuru Kenyatta has called on Kenyans to continue being cautious of the COVID-19, saying despite the relaxation of the disease containment measures, the danger of infection spreading still lurks. The head of state spoke on Sunday at State House, Nairobi, when he presided over the 92nd inspection parade of St. John Ambulance, Kenya. He announced 150 million shillings annual government sponsorship for the organization, starting with 100 million shillings this financial year. The call by the president came as the country's COVID-19 positivity rate dropped to 3.7%, with 82 new cases from 5.6% on Saturday.
President Uhuru Kenyatta Sunday rallied Kenyans to continue being cautious of COVID-19, saying despite containment measures being relaxed, the danger of infection spreading is still very high. The president said the country must continue to be careful in their daily undertakings, calling on all to get vaccinated or receive their booster jabs to tame the spread of the pandemic.
Na hiyo nataka nihimize tafadhali. Wengi wanaona kama ugonjwa umepotea. Hujapotea. Njia ya kujikinga ni chanjo. Na ni vizuri kama Wakenya tusifikirie ya kwamba ugonjwa umeisha turudi maisha ya kikawaida. Ni sawa turudi maisha ya kikawaida, lakini tuwe tumechanjwa kwa sababu hakuna kinga ingine.
The president, who was presiding over the 92nd inspection parade of St. John Ambulance, Kenya, announced a 150 million shillings annual government sponsorship for the organization, starting with 100 million shillings this financial year.
You generously donated to St. John your own funds, amounting to Kenya shillings 10 million. This showed that you trusted us as the management to decide what was to be done with the funds.
The president, who is the chief patron of the humanitarian institution, challenged it to include more young people in its activities by engaging learning institutions at primary, secondary and tertiary levels. The head of state directed the Ministry of Education to develop innovative initiatives that will foster and recognize student volunteers, among them preferential consideration when seeking internship opportunities.
Through these initiatives, we expect to reduce post-impact accident injuries and fatalities, especially those that occur during evacuation and transfer to hospital. Ultimately, as a country, we should plan for first aid training and basic post-accident evacuation protocols to be a prerequisite for all licensed drivers.
The head of state particularly commended St. John, Kenya for being at the forefront in tackling emergencies, citing the organization's leading role in the containment of the COVID-19 pandemic, and directed the Ministry of Transport to develop an appropriate sectorial plan as part of its 2023 to 2027 medium plan to offer first aid training and basic post-accident evacuation protocols as a prerequisite for all licensed drivers.
I am also glad to note that the Ministry of Transport, in collaboration with the Ministry of Health and St. John's, has put in place elaborate plans to implement road safety and first aid safety training for our border riders across the country. We have, as I am led to understand today, launched an initial pilot scheme covering some 200 border riders, which we believe shall be key.
Earlier, President Kenyatta, who chaired a St. John Kenya board meeting at State House, Nairobi, in his capacity as the chief patron of the organization, was knitted to the Order of the St. John for his service to humanity. The president's call came as the country's COVID-19 positivity dropped to 3.7%, with the cases 69 from 2,197 samples tested in the last 24 hours, from 5.5% on Friday.